Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. My name's George. My name is George, of course. Welcome along to the channel, everybody. It's a preview. It's an FA Cup preview today, Sunday, the 7th of January. Leeds United go to League One Peterborough United in the FA Cup third round. It's that time of year again for another away trip, another trip to a lower league side for Leeds, notoriously where Leeds do struggle to get past teams that sit below them in the football pyramid. Peterborough, I think, sit 23 places below Leeds in the football pyramid. They, of course, are third in League One currently. I think about 4 points behind leaders Portsmouth. So they're knocking on the door of the Championship again. So who knows? Maybe we might end up playing them next season. Hopefully not, because that would mean we have to suffer another Championship season. But let's wait and see what May brings. So yeah, we'll get into it. I haven't really seen much from Daniel Farke, really, to be honest. Didn't listen to what he had to say today in his press conference. I've lost a little bit of interest in what he's saying, to be completely honest. And um, yeah, I know a lot of people have been eulogising and trying to pick through this sort of Jed Spence fiasco, haven't they, really? And I'll just say one thing on it, really. We don't know what's gone on between Jed and Daniel Farke, and we never will. I think by all accounts, Farke was quite vague on why Jed has gone. I think there was a quote put on the Leeds United social media about it. He's a cool guy or something like that, and I don't know, it just didn't work out. Who knows what's been said? I don't know why people are going so deep into it. He's gone. Spurs have, Spurs get him back. I think they are trying to sell him now or send him back out on loan. So he who knows, but he's gone from Leeds. I do accept that. I think that means that we really quite badly need a right back, really, because it only leaves Luke Ayling and young Archie Gray. So we probably need another right back in this window. We probably need another left back in this window. I think Byram's out for this one. Pascal Strauch. I think I read Farke said his injury is worse than first feared. So maybe that makes Leeds United dip into the centre back options in January as well. Obviously, Liam Cooper has come back into the squad, done okay. Obviously, Charlie Cresswell seems to be on his way out. So we looked at Nathaniel Ajayi, didn't we, the other day on the Rumours Round Leeds video. So maybe that's him. Maybe he comes in for instead of Pascal Strout while he recovers from his injury. Who knows? But we're here to talk. I think that's a little bit of team news, a little bit of bits and bobs over the last couple of days, obviously. But Peterborough, let's talk about Peterborough. Like I said, third in League One currently. They are really doing well in League One. They're unbeaten in nine League One matches since the last defeat was November, I think, against Wigan, and 10 games in all competitions. That includes, I think, maybe 2 FA Cup games, an FA Trophy game as well, but 10 games unbeaten in all, 9 games unbeaten since they were last defeated in League One. To get to this stage, of course, they've already played 2 FA Cup games this season. They beat Salford, obviously our conquerors, in the League Cup, and they beat them on penalties at their own stadium, at the Peninsula Stadium, where we failed to do. We couldn't beat them on penalties. Peterborough did after a humdinger of a match. It was a 4-4 draw. excuse me, and then sorry, excuse me, and then Peterborough won 5-4 on penalties. I think it was a little bit more straightforward against Doncaster in the second round. I think it was a 3-1 win at London Road. So, excuse me, flipping heck, sorry about that. Yeah, but yeah, I think it was slightly more straightforward in the FA Cup second round against Doncaster. Now they play Leeds United, but their attacking prowess is fantastic in this division. Um, 28 goals of their 50 league goals have been scored by their probably front four players who are absolutely destroying the league, really. There's Clark Harris, Mason Clark, lad named can't remember his name. There's another lad called, but they like Ricky J Jones, isn't it? They like the double barrel name, it seems, in Peterborough in their attacking players. Is it Powu? I think is the other guy, or Poku. Um, but all four of them, they've shared the goals out, they've shared the assists out. I think 28 goals altogether in the league between the four of them, and I think it's something daft like 43 goal involvements for the four of them. They're absolutely cooking, those lads. And if I were higher up the leagues in terms of the league pyramid, I'd be having a look at some of those players personally. We know about Clark Harris. He's been around for a while. I remember him donning in the Rotherham shirt when used to play for Rotherham. I remember him playing against us for Rotherham a few times. He's been about a bit, but the other three lads, like I said, Clark Harris. There's Mason Clark, yeah. I think his name's Poku. Um, and then there's Ricky J Jones. So they're destroying the League One at the moment. I know they're not in the top two, but they're not far off first and the promotion, automatic promotion places. So Darren Ferguson, of course, in charge for his fourth spell. I think he's coming up to a year in his latest spell. This is his fourth spell in charge of Peterborough. It's unbelievable. Obviously, of course, Alex Ferguson's son. Must be something about Peterborough that he really, really likes. I wonder what it is. Somebody should ask him. That's amazing. He's only managed two other teams in his whole career. Obviously would love to get one over on Leeds, wouldn't he? I'm sure his dad will be in his ear saying, yeah, get one over on them because they got one over on me, didn't they? In the FA Cup, of course, just over 14 years ago when we beat Manchester United in that famous game. Obviously, Jermaine Beckford fully cemented himself as a legend in that game. If he wasn't already, really, he was a great player, was Jermaine. But that goal was something else, wasn't it, that day? So I'm sure Darren Ferguson's dad will be saying, "Yeah, go on then, son, beat them for me." But I don't know. It's going to be a really difficult game. This, I think that bang on about the top, the front four for Peterborough. It's also solid at the back, but maybe a plus for Leeds United. Is it Koyosho? The lad Koyosho was on loan from Peterborough. At Peterborough from Rotherham. I think he was a captain of Peterborough as well. Played in all but one of their 25 games so far this season. He's been recalled by Rotherham a few days ago, so that interrupts some sort of cohesion. The captain, the right back, played all but one of their games this season. The back four's been pretty solid and pretty the same most of the season. Early part of the season they changed it up a bit, but it's been pretty consistent for quite a number of games now. So Koyosho going is going to be a little bit of a upheaval for their back four. They don't concede many goals. They are top of quite a number of stats that would suggest that they are on top of a lot of teams in League One, and they keep the ball well. They have a lot of possession in the opposition boxes, and things like this, they're a good side, and there's no getting away from that fact. And I think we'll probably be seeing them in the Championship next season. Hopefully, we won't be there, but let's wait and see. We haven't. If we then look at the record for Leeds United in the at London Road, we've only played Peterborough 10 times in the two clubs' history. So it's a real game that doesn't happen very often at all. If we look at the most recent one, it was a 2-1 win for Leeds United in, I think, August 2013. I think it was the 13-14 season. Peterborough went down that season. They had a previous season in the Championship as well. We had to rely on a last minute Darren O'Day goal to win the game 3-2 at London Road in I think it was October 2012, I think. And then August 2013, a double from Luciano Becchio saw Leeds United home and hose with the 3 points, 2-1 winners on that day. We haven't played them at London Road since then, so that's over 10 years ago now. So it's mad, it's mad how time goes, isn't it? Wow. Over 10 years ago, I think I remember that game. I think we were playing in that black and dark and day glow pinstripe kit. I think we were in one of those games. We definitely were anyway. But two pretty close games at London Road for Leeds United on recent times. We did play them in League One as well. October 2008, Peterborough actually won that game 2-0. Like I said, otherwise it's pretty slim pickings, but it's going to be a really difficult game this for Leeds, and I don't know in terms of the team what he's going to do. He was saying at the end of Birmingham that he was going to go strong. Like I said, I didn't hear what he said in his press conference today, so I don't know if that's changed. But I expect he'd probably go strong. He'll want some kind of consistency, get some kind of consistency back. They'll be bang up for it, obviously, and it will be a very difficult match. I think it's one that on his day we can obviously come away and win, but it's the FA Cup. It's a game that just has a loss written all over it for me, but it's definitely one that we can go ahead and win. Let me know in the comments down below if you fancy a cup run or aren't you so bothered. I know it comes again as a season where last season obviously we're going for staying up, now we're going for promotion. The cup competitions aren't really that important, but you never want to see Leeds United lose, so we're all up for it. We want to win the game. But I'm under no illusion that absolutely not that I think this game will be incredibly hard. Peterborough have only lost, I think they've lost, I think they might have only lost once actually at home, and that was in August. I think that was like either the first home game of the season or the second home game of the season against Derby. They haven't. I don't think they've lost at home since in the league. So London Road is a massive fortress, as Ellen Road is for us. But so that makes the game even more harder. Throw in those magic front four as well. And I think the lad's named Randall in number 10 position. He's weighed in with 4 goals and 4 assists as well. So they've got goals. They can score goals. They know how to win at home. I think the last 4 games have scored at least 2 goals. So yeah, under no illusion, this one will be a very tricky game. Let me know your thoughts on the cup itself. Do you fancy cup run? Are you not bothered? Are you going to Peterborough on Sunday? Let me know. And any Peterborough fans, any POSH fans watching as well, everybody's welcome. How are you feeling about the game? Bit of a free hit for you, isn't it? Anyway, thanks very much for watching. March on together. I'll see you on the next one.